Hey guys, welcome to Vision Shares. My name is Karthik Kulkarni and I'm going to be discussing today about stock market. Let's get started. Yeah, okay. So basically, I'm assuming that you did not hear or you almost heard like 5% to 10% of the stock market. I'll be giving some basics of what is the stock market, what are stocks or shares, and how you can buy them. You know without any interference or problems or major uh, issues. Basically, buying and selling shares in today in the current world has been the most easiest, as compared to what it was some years ago, maybe I guess some 10, 15, 20 years ago. Because then people used to go to brokers and you tell them, to buy and sell shares on their own, rather than doing it directly yourself. They found it much easier to give it to someone else to do their work, because everyone has a job, everyone is busy, they can't exactly go and do the selling and buying, especially when we have no experience or knowledge in the field. But that was in the old days. It was physical, it was paper. Now it's all paperless. It is dematerialized, as in it is brought into the digital format, and that is why it is much easier to buy and sell shares these days, because it's all digital. You can do it at the tip of your hand. It's on desktops, it's on browser, it's on your smartphone as well. As you can see, I have typed out everything, whatever I felt is important. Just pause to the video and you can just read out whatever you feel. It's not very in detailed. I've kept it as short as possible and as simple as possible, because if you go to Wikipedia or if you go to any textbook or rather any person, they would give you the definitions. So I've typed out whatever I have understood, and that has been, you know, as per my understanding of what it means. Because when you go to the definitions, it's all technical and it's high language, so some may not understand. When you come to the stock market, you obviously buy equity shares, stock, as what do you call it? It means that you're owning a part of the company, because when someone says shares, you can't just say shares, you need to say equity share, because there are two types of shares. One is equity, one is preference. Like I said, equity is the one that actually means you're buying a part of the company. It's called equity because you're buying an equitable uh, part of the company. So yeah, the equity shareholders, they don't get, or they may not get a fixed percentage. They only get returns when and only if the company decides to distribute certain amount of money. I don't think I'll be able to cover each and every slide that I have prepared. So I'll directly go to the main point. Yeah, this one. Okay, so what you need to know is stock market has been, brought to each and every individual. It's available to you on the desktop, it's available to you on your smartphone, it's available, on even web browsing. By desktop, I mean softwares. Each and every company has made their own software which you can install on your desktop or your tablet or your, iPad or whatever you're using. So you can use that, or you can just download it from your Play Store onto your phone or your tablets or anything. So yes, once we have done this, there are, I don't know, I have mentioned some of the companies that are, in the top bracket, I guess, you can say, as to the number of people using these apps. Many of those people are using these apps, to get into the stock market and directly buy and sell shares. This is very easy to use and it's very comfortable, because there's nothing much to do. It's just you click buy and you click sell. There's nothing much, and whatever charges that is supposed to be cut is directly cut in the app. And these charges are all regulatory. So all these charges that have been cut when you sell, when you sell a share at a profit, or like whenever if you sell a share, normally there are certain charges that get cut. There are apps like Zerodha, Stocks Grow. You must have heard about Sher Khan. For me, the first guy I heard about, of about stock market, the investing, was Sher Khan, or Motilal Oswal when I was in Pune. Some things that you need to know, I'll just go through some of them a little bit. To start investing, actually, you need to open something called as Demat account. Demat account The full form of demat is dematerialized. Dematerialization, the shares used to be in physical format, but now they have been converted into dematerialized format. So hence the name is called dematerialization, and they changed, like they modified the word and they made demat account. So if you want to start investing, you need to open a demat account. Compulsorily, it's mandatory for everyone. And you can open a demat account very easily these days. It was tough before because like people actually didn't know where to go, like how to do it. But now a demat account is directly is the first step actually when you install an app. Like suppose uh, when you install Zerodha or Upstocks or Grow, the first step for them, like for you, like when you actually want to put money, the first thing they ask you is for you to do is to open a demat account. You need to be registered with the depositories. In India, there are two depositories, namely NSDL and CDSL. I won't go into the details. NSDL, CDSL. Just need to know the names. So yeah, you need to get registered with this. Hence, you need to open a demat account because whatever selling and buying or doing is actually legal, and it's real. It's happening in the real world. It's not a joke, or it's not a game. Uh, there are real consequences. So you need to be registered with the, and NSDL and CDSL are just government bodies. So whatever the so registration is kind of mandatory to open a demat account. So yeah, and your, like the companies there, or the, and whatever all the companies or all the people who are selling and buying for you, like they're the middlemen. You're actually the investor. The middlemen are the companies, and the third, like the third person they are selling and buying to is the NSDL and the CDSL, the depositories. Like when you buy or you sell a share, it goes to the NSDL or CDSL, but the medium that it goes through other companies. There is not much difference between a stockbroker and a depository participant. There is a criteria for a stockbroker to become a depository participant, and that is that a stockbroker needs to have a net worth of more than or equal to 50 lakh rupees. Unless and until there is that criteria, they are not recognized as depository participant by SEBI. And SEBI is just a government body that looks upon all of this, all of the, like is the government body, like the head, like you can say it's a principal of the school or something, and you're all the students. So yeah. So the companies, they get registered with the SEBI, they get recognized as a depository participant, they start investing. While opening a demat account, you need to just keep certain points in mind, that you need to have a PAN card and your Aadhaar card. The Aadhaar card should be linked with your mobile number, because uh, I think I'm not sure about the other apps, but some apps, like this is the demat account is, since it is opened online, everything, the authorization that you give, the consent that you give, like all the tick marks and all the options that you choose are done digitally. You get OTPs. Your demat account gets opened. For certain people whose Aadhaar card and their mobile number is not linked, they had to physically write a letter, and then post it to the head office. You need to have a PAN card, you need to have a Aadhaar card, and make sure it's linked to a mobile number. And then once you have this, you can easily install one of these apps on wherever you feel comfortable. Once then you can start the procedure to open the demat account. But you need to have also your bank account. Obviously, you're putting money. I think it's different for other applications. Some application directly, maybe that they might do transactions from a bank account to their company directly, or they, like the company might have its own wallet, like how Paytm has its own wallet, or PhonePe has its own wallet, something like that. So these companies may be having their own wallet, so where you transfer the money from a bank account to the wallet, and you use that wallet money to sell and buy those shares instead. And it's much easier that way because there's not much hassle. I know that because the money comes and goes in your bank account and out of your bank account. So there's so many transactions going on. So I think it's much easier if the app you're using has its own wallet. So yeah, you need to link your bank account number. You need to put in some personal details as well. Like obviously these are all personal. And if you're afraid about putting in your personal details. Please, I urge you, your friends or family or friends or relatives, who are already into investing shares. You can just ask them what is safe, which is the best app to, like which they feel secure about. Do some research yourself. I guess I think doing your own kind of research is the best option. The top companies, just go to the apps that have been most downloaded. What all have they achieved till now? In terms of awards or in terms of even the people's ratings that people give. You can see it on Play Store if you want. So yeah, based on that, you can get a judgment as if it's a good app or a bad app. So yeah, I guess this is as much brief I can be about starting your own demat account and start investing. Actually, I'll be putting out videos time and again, regarding the previous slides. If you want to know, I would recommend you to all watch those videos, because what I said in this video you know, was just like the bird's eye view of what I'm supposed to do. But if you want a detailed explanation of what each thing means, gain knowledge also, I think you'll be happy watching this video, and I'll keep it very short also, so don't worry about the time. So yeah, thank you for watching. Vision shares.